Cutscenes. I don't know. Power up robot. Maybe.
Right, now let's see how. This one I don't like as much.
The giant cruiser. Let's start on the giant cruiser. It's got so much stuff involved with it. But if I start it today, I might finish it by the end of the week. I don't know. Maybe it'll be faster than I think. Yeah, I guess that's what it's going to be. All right. Can I make a ship enter the screen and do nothing? Is that a movement? Disable all these guys. Let's give them a movement. Right to left. Oh, and I guess I can say none as the second thing. So he does this for like 2 seconds and then does nothing. See if that actually works.
Oh, I also found out how to use the object layer in Tiled. So I created like a spawn point, and I was able to just create the player at find spawn point kind of thing.
Okay.
So I can use that for entrances now instead of like actually trying to figure out what tile that entrance is at.
Can you specify what spawn point it's supposed to be?
Well, what I can do is I can make a layer for each specific thing. So I can make an object layer for entrances. I can make one layer that just holds random objects. Since a spawn point is like a one thing, right?
But if you're entering from like cell 1-1 and you're going right to cell 1-2 and there's multiple spawn points inside of that cell, how do you know which one to hit?
Well, I'm talking about originating spawn point, not traveling between maps.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that's fine then.
It just seems handy now. I changed a little bit of the way the code works. This article helped me a lot. I was worried because it was written like 2 years ago, but it's been updated earlier this year.
Okay, here we go. Disable. Let's add... I don't even know if this is classified as a ship because I can't damage it. Did I make it a ship in the original code? Where is the original code? Nope, it's just, oh, that's the reactor. Windows shard, a ship. It is a ship. Windows shard. End reactor, start cruiser. No, I don't want to install extensions. Go away. Init Y. Did I give it like a ton of health or something? Yeah, I gave it 10,000 health. So I guess you could have blown it up eventually.
Mm-hmm.
go? Importing. Oh, it's already imported? There it is. Hold on. There is ship fighter cruiser. That's not it. Doesn't matter. There is no cockpit, there is no gun. It's weird that it doesn't have any guns, but kind of serves no purpose. Now that I'm thinking about it. Alright. So how does it work with the carriers? Box collider, floor, generic. Okay.
Weighted probabilities?
Pretty spot on. Okay. The size is 1 though.
Oh, is that what it did? Man.
Okay. Don't remember what I did for this. We'll see. It's just Sprite. So both of these have to be the platform's back layer. this one being higher. That cuts away here. Nice. Oh, this has also entire hitbox. Now that that's 9, probably like 3. Okay. So 2.8. Point 2, 6. That's pretty good. Okay, where's the hit points on here? Ship. Oh, it's undestructible. Let's see. Health. 100,000. I'll make 10,000. It should have no movement right now. Is that what I'm supposed to set? Health, starting health. Health, starting health. Starting health equals health. Why is that not happening? Health minus equals amount. It's an enemy. Oh, because it never... Did I disable the destructible? No? So confused. Oh, right. Maybe because it's not all the way inside. It's weird. So that doesn't work. Cruiser ground, floor generic, rigid body, box collider. What do I have to do to make it land on there? Player. Where can you land? Where can you land? collider. Foot collision mask. Oh, it has to be on a specific layer, right? Something like that. Ground wall. Okay. Ground wall. All right. Nice. Having too much fun playing around with this.
With what?
I just have this. I'm setting up the cruiser. Just like running around on it.
Hmm.
Okay. That kind of takes care of. Yeah, this is gonna. Oh, let me add all the flames. How did I do that in these guys? There's a flame, and it has a sprite flicker script. Right. Come over to cruiser. It's gonna have multiple of these guys. Why are they both so small? Should this be gigantic? Okay. Yeah, I'm missing a file here. That's pretty small. I don't know, maybe I just scaled it. Let's see. Position, opacity.
What would you call that? Is it a table?
What?
Hash table?
Oh,
That referencing object that I want to use for the whole map.
could be. That's one good way to do it. I mean, it could just be a 2D array, since it's all just X and Y coordinates. And that would be a direct lookup into the array.
Yeah, it couldn't be a 2D array. It'd have to be an array of however many cells.
Well, yeah. I mean, is the size going to grow that drastically?
Well, what
You
I'm
can
saying
make it
is
pretty
that,
damn
like,
big.
right, but if I make it 2D, that means it'll only be 2 tile maps tall.
No. It'll be X squared in size. Right, because you'll have the two axes, the x-axis and the y-axis. So if you make the 2D array, right, be 100 by 100, then you have 10,000 items.
Oh, I see. That's how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's probably going to be for me like I think like 20 by 20, 10 by
Yeah.
10 to 20 by 20.
Yeah. I mean, you can make it really big. And if all you're doing is looking up like a database ID inside of that 2D array, it's not that crazy because the
Yeah, I
array
think
won't hold that much data, right?
the array itself, no.
And you probably don't even need to do that. You could probably just store it in a database and just reference the x and y coordinates, and it'll give you everything you need.
Yeah, but I want to set it up because I'm definitely going to need some kind of API system, so I might as well have it set up where it interacts with the database and returns something.
Yeah, exactly.
I,
So
I think that'll be
you don't need to
best.
hash anything. I mean, you could just
No, the array will have data that will be fed into functions that exist in the API to make calls to the database and then return those results to the player.
I mean, I guess,
Yes?
but if it's stored in the database, you don't need the array to give you any data. You can just pass the XY coordinate directly to the database of the
Yeah,
stuff
but then
that you
that
want.
but then then all that coordinate data will have to be in the database.
Yeah, sure.
Like it'd have to be structured, right?
Sure.
Like how will it reference the proper tile map that way using XY coordinates? As an example.
Depends on your database. If it's something like MySQL, you'd have a table, and that table would have like, and it's not that crazy to just store like the tile map JSON inside of one column, right? So one column would be X, one column would be Y, and the other column would be the JSON data.
Well, it definitely wouldn't just be the JSON data that I would need.
Yeah, I mean,
It'd
you could
be
have more stuff, right?
Yeah, I definitely would need more. It would have the JSON file would be an item in the object, but I'd also need like the key names. I'd have to find a way of how, because it also to dynamically note it, I need to know the URL. So I need to develop a system to like, yeah, it can grab JSON data, but it's also going to need that tile set image data. The whole map could be using one tile set, but it's still going to need to load that one
Oh,
tile
okay.
set.
So you also have a URL in there for the image data, and that image will be stored somewhere in a file system
On the
online.
database.
Not directly in the database. Um,
Why is that not the best thing to store an image?
Databases just usually don't store image files, unless I mean you can probably like base64 encode the image, but I don't know how big the image needs to be. Could be really big. I don't know. That could be a pretty
Uh,
long string. I don't know. But it's easy just to store it in like any random file storage system like Amazon S3 bucket, and you can just reference it directly.
yeah, that's probably what I would do. I would test it. I mean, honestly, in the end, it'll all be IPFS calls.
Okay, yeah, and then you would just store the images there.
Yeah. But right now, for testing purposes, for testing
I mean, S3
that,
bucket is so cheap; it's practically free, so it's easy. You might as well set something up.
well, if just using a URL is the thing, I can set up a new repository that just holds dummy images that I can
Yeah.
URL to there.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, you can temporarily pretend that the URLs are all your website and just store them all in a folder. And when you deploy the website, all your URLs are just your website.com /tile images / the image file.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that because the whole point of doing this is to minimize the size of the actual game.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I'm just saying just for testing. As long as the
Yeah, I mean
URL can be anything to start with and just knowing that you're loading the image from a URL.
well, that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Right now, I have a whole folder called API. That one folder with tile maps, one with the tile sets, and then one that was going to store the table. or the hash table array.
Okay.
So I don't know. Do I need to create a struct?
Do you need to create a struct?
Or like, what would be in each cell?
In each cell.
Like the object.
Isn't there already? Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. Each cell. When I think about the word cell, I think about the individual tile. But no. Okay, so yeah, you would because you would have like which user it belongs to, what URL the tile image is stored at, and then all the tile data and any other metadata you need, of course.
Yeah, like if this land piece is even for sale.
Exactly.
If it needs to check if there's an owner. Because for the city, it's not going to need to check all that owner stuff, being able to build that, that'll come later for sure.
Why is this image broken?
I just want this system to work, and I don't think I have the tile system work.
Why is Unity not showing these specific pixels? Weird. Unity sometimes. Alright, so I have this on. Where are the flames? Flames. Platforms front. Okay. Alright, this is, I guess, going to be scaled up. So this is going to be platforms front for now. Guessing this is what I did. I don't know. 4? Maybe 5? 4? Is this what I did? This looks crazy. Maybe it was just 3. That seems wrong. We'll go back to the video. Oh no, they're huge. They're way different. Shit. I have to check the actual game files. That's a way different file than what I'm working with. That ain't right. Okay. Yeah. Nope. Where the hell is this thing for real? Let's go to the actual game code. Nope, not there. Is that stuff in here? Engine flame, right? Icon. This is the one. So, yeah. Files. Hell yeah. I'm not sure if this is right now. This is, oh, right, because I had it resized. Yeah, that's correct. All right, and they have sprite flicker. Yep. 2, 3, 4. 2. 3, 4. 3, 5, 7. Clever. And those will all be the same height. It's 2, negative 0.25. Roughly the same. See what that looks like. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna change the sprite flicker to do every other frame. There we go, that's better. Can you see these flames flicker?
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay. So I set it to be every other frame instead of every frame now. So it's not as crazy.
I think what you should do is never have it be completely invisible and just change its opacity levels, because it's kind of jarring the strobe effect.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's like very spastic. I mean, maybe it's because of the stream, but to me it looks very spastic.
There's a way that I can see my... Let me look at my Discord screen. Damn it. Can't seem to look at Discord at the same time. There we go. Oh, yeah, you're not seeing it the way I am. That one looks more like a strobe light.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have like a recognize... Like, it looks like it's like random patterns. Sometimes it probably looks like it stops blinking, like it turns off for more time than it's on.
It's erratic. That's the best I can describe it.
Yeah, when I look at it on mine, it's like perfectly just flickering.
Okay.
All right. It is pretty jarring though. Maybe instead of just disabling it altogether, I can set a just the alpha to be half instead of all the way off.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I don't think should the fire ever be solid? Does that?
well, it's just a matter of making it the fact that it flickers makes it look like it never is.
That's true.
At least that was the idea. I guess if render.color.a equals 0.5, then set it back to 1, else do that.
That's funny. Have you seen Hourcade?
No.
It's a channel. The guy calls himself Super Tommy.
Damn, man.
I mean, I highly doubt it was the first time anyone's ever called themselves Super Someone. But
I mean, no, Mario didn't call himself Super Mario.
his fans did.
His creator did. So maybe I can flicker between 0.8 and 0.2, and then it's never fully on either. Okay, that looks weird. Probably because this is could be that. I guess it's a little better. It's not as extreme. Maybe 0.6 to 0.1. Let's see. All right. Yeah, maybe that is better. Check it out now.
Let's see. Yeah, it's better.
Now it flickers between 10% and 60%.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's better.
So you can like always see through it. So that kind of looks cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Nice tip. Always with the tip.
Because I tiptoe and tip.
My waiter.
Ever since I tipped that boat over you. Best performance.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Let me tell you.
I call it the iceberg.
There. I said it. Alright, so I want to kind of make that part of that. Let me add side. Yeah, duplicate that. Make this the outside. Right, so this has 100 or whatever. This doesn't have a sprite. Oh, I hope that doesn't break anything. Or it just won't have a sprite at all. This will just be the cruiser itself. Everything else will be the same. Inside the engines will be a part of the outside. Then I'll just disable the outside. Perfect. Oh man, how's the weather over there? It's been cold here last
Here?
week. Yeah, it's like in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah, yesterday was cold, and the day before too. It's weird. It'll like start sunny, but then get really cold.
Okay. Outside, there's the ground. What I can do is if I am between a certain range, disable the ground, otherwise enable the ground. And then I'll fall inside. Which means I have to add walls. And this is how you get inside.
I don't know if I'll be able to dynamically move through them. I might have to load all the tile maps at once.
What? Shouldn't have to do that.
I don't understand. I don't know how I'm going to stitch them together dynamically.
How are you thinking of it being dynamic?
What do you mean? Like, you go to the edge of one map and it stitches on another, another tile map up to the edge of the map and you can continue walking.
Well, I guess you can at least make it so that when you load one, you load all the ones that are around it as well.
Yeah, but in the end, you're still going to need to do the same thing when you start moving.
Yeah, but then at least you'll already have the map data for any one that you could possibly go to. So
yeah, that's fine, but then...
And there's no way for you to like
them.
walk so fast across the map that...
Because then the shifting of it...
Shifting?
Because I think that... Yeah, because its positioning in either X, Y, or tile depends on the overall size of the map. If you keep adding in one direction, that's one thing. But once you start adding in all directions, I think you're changing the...
But
the
aren't
X,
you
Y,
not doing anything?
value.
You're just... It's just relative to the cell that you're in. Like if you load a new cell, the bottom left will be 0,
Yeah,
0.
I don't know. I don't know how to do that. I guess that's where it is. That's where the issue is.
Yeah, you're reloading the data into the same scene or something like that.
Well, you're not reloading it because you're not replacing what you're on. You're kind of shifting the map you're on off screen and going on to another one, and then that becomes the one you're on. So it's a little bit more dynamic than simply just replacing. Because replacing I could do, but then every time you go to the edge of a screen, it'll look like you just teleport to another map on the opposite side.
Okay, so you want it to smoothly scroll?
Well, I have the camera following the player, so it should.
I mean, you can at least make it to where, like, once you hit the edge, then it, like, shifts everything over, and then you're in one zone versus the other. Kind of like when you go between screens in a Mega Man game. When you reach the end, it kind of, like, pauses him, and it shifts the map over. So it doesn't have to smooth scroll.
That might not be the best experience, though, but I see what you mean.
Other than that, you could still make all the coordinates, right? So you could specify, like, you could break it down to local versus global coordinates, right? Where you're in, if your first cell ends at tile 40, and you walk, and you have a way of knowing like which cell you're in based on like comparing the cell's center position to the cell's width to your position globally or whatever, then you can automatically say that you're in position, like local position 0, 0 of that cell as soon as you cross that border. And then you can reference the tile data that way, still locally to that cell.
I think that's what I would have to do. I would have to make an entire new tile map object, but aligning it to where it needs to be is the issue that I'm having. Because it's completely different if I say like,
Yeah,
okay, well,
drawing
there's a
it both at the same time.
exactly, and like and positioning it in the right spot while still not affecting like how the XY
Yeah,
coordinates
that's
work.
the problem with the whole if you wanted to smoothly walk between two of them, because that would
Exactly.
force you to also say that all the cells have to be the same size dimensions.
I need it. I need it to. I need it to. I think what I'm gonna do is I have to.
Because if you do it the other way,
So
where just like you walk into it and then you see a loading screen really quick, and then you're there, then you can also have the ability to say like I can have anything and everything in here as big as I want it to be, because it's a brand new area.
right, and there's no rules,
Yeah.
but there needs to be rules within the city. If it was like a dungeon, whatever. If it was a building, whatever. But the entire city. So I'm thinking maybe load the entire all the. There's only going to be one tile set for the entire map, right? So the entire table of Atlantis City will have one tile set, and then a bunch of JSON, objects, right? JSON data inside objects.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it can grab all like the entire tile, the entire hash map with all the objects in it,
Mm-hmm.
and then only create them when you're in that area.
You could do that. I mean, you can also like reposition all the tile positions afterward, right? So you can say like, to determine what tile object should go here, I know that this tile position is like 100 by 100, but I'm in cell 1 1, so that really means that this tile position is 8 8,
Yeah,
because each tile is a certain size, or each cell is a
yeah, yeah,
certain size of tiles.
yeah. Yeah. The issue that I'm having with, because 00 is top left, so that's fine when you're moving right and down, but whenever
Oh,
you move up or
that's how the
left,
tiled data is.
yeah,
That's okay.
you
You can translate that too. It's a little annoying, but you can do it.
yeah, because everything reset 00 top left. You're
Mm-hmm.
basically shifting all the numbers over if you add to the left.
Yeah, so you'd say like my position is like whatever my tile position is divided by the size of the tile map.
I mean, it's honestly might not even take that long to load the entire map.
I don't know. I don't know how big you plan on having it be.
Well, I've been researching, and there's people in forums talking about it. There's this one guy who was having an issue where it was slowing down his game. He was using static tile maps. He had 1,000,000 tiles, so
Yeah.
he had his tiles. His tiles were 16 by 16, and his map was 1,000 tiles by 1,000 tiles.
Uh huh. That's a lot.
So yeah, so he had a million tiles in general, or in total.
So
And so that
16
was making
million
it.
by 16 million pixels.
The guy was really slow. So it was happening really slow, and somebody was like, "Why don't you just use dynamic tile maps and use culling on the ones that you're not near?" And then he's like, "Oh yeah, it worked perfectly." So maybe it might be a solution. I'm gonna try this kind of stuff today.
All right.
We still doing a sesh?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Now, let me figure out what these coordinates are. Either that, or I can just put another collider in here if that's easier. Mm. How do I do the carrier thing? Player, current carrier, get component carrier. Current carrier. If current carrier, then move with the thing. Okay. it starts moving. Okay, go back to the other code. Not moving. So it only moves birds once per frame. Okay. Is entered. Positioned at width minus 20. That's a weird one. Okay. Stop position. Minus velocity. Done. Is entered. Brick window. Reactor Y. Reactor Y. Okay, I guess I need the window. Random number. Okay. Add birds. Crash cruiser. Crash explosion, right? Okay. Just add little explosions everywhere. If is moving, not can collide and not player inside. The player has landed on another ground. This means the player has landed on it and he hasn't got inside yet. Player is not in ship. Okay. Door position. Door open. Wait. Okay. If door open. Player fall. Player inside is yes. Fade out inside. Okay. It fades. Doesn't abruptly change. Player is inside the ship. No reactor. Okay. No, the reactor can be probably now. Move the ship quickly. More so that once the reactor is destroyed, there will be room for the player ship on the right. Aha! So that is here. Current power up node at position. So moving the thing and moving the player. Okay. All right, so it comes into the scene, stops right about here. I'll just make it stop here. Seven. How about 7? Yeah. So it stops at 7. Let me add a cruiser script to it. Cruiser. Stop X. And then second stop X. Okay, so this is going to be 7. Guessing this is going to be like 10. Oh, never mind. So I want room for the ship. Let's say 3. Okay. Position. Oh. Guess I don't need this thing spawns. Yeah, I guess I can delete ship movement after that.
Creating the chunks of document.
Less than or equal to stop X.
Each section
equals stop X. Entered false. If not entered. And component ship movement dot enable false. False. Oh my god, okay. This is once it's entered the screen. On start, where's that generate birds thing? Where did I put that? Inside of carrier, I think. Or not? Scripts. Birds, roundabout range, generate birds. Same deal. I just need to build a prefab. Go on a carrier. Oh, right, because it has a ship movement. So how about ship movement mover? Ship movement mover. That. Don't do that. Yes. Carrier says ship movement.
found this. Okay, I found a tutorial where the guy's doing it from a few years back. I hope it still works.
The birds will say if movement and current will provide enabled. And I'm gonna get the box collider, which is technically not
Called
right.
interest management.
I need to get the ground. Let's see. Game top ground. Top ground equals.
Do you have T?
Box collider 2D.
Hmm?
Collider. Equals transform find and get component box collider 2D.
So this guy's using tile to split the tile map, like a giant tile map, into the chunks. And then he references them with his ID, and he loads and destroys them on the fly using physics.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Position equals top ground position plus collider dot offset. Oh, just like that. Top collider. What's that? That should give me the Y to generate the birds. What's null here? The bird prefab. Bird. Hey, there's a bird. Let's see if it generates more birds. 2 birds. Or true. Okay. Let's see what happens if I'm not entered. doesn't have a shipment, right? Set to none. Right to left. Okay. Do the same thing for player instead of parent. Carrier. Where's player? Shift move.
Okay, so the way this guy's splitting it up into individual tile maps, I might be able to like skip his first step where he wrote a script to split up one giant tile map into areas based on dimensions that he preset, and just iterate over the same tile map to create that same array of tile maps, just for testing purposes.
Oh, yeah. Just hit the same one like 100 times.
Yeah, exactly. Make an entire array of the same tile map. We have our chunks. Let's think about how they're organized. The section will discuss representation. Split into a grid of 16, 14, 4 by 4. For this example, consider in addition that each chunk is of dimension 5 by 5 tiles. Therefore, the world is 20 by 20 tiles. Yeah.
So now when I land on this thing, it should move me. No. It does not. Okay. That's because this thing doesn't have it. I'm landing on the ground.
Oh, did you ever watch that show, You?
No. My wife watched it.
Oh, the new season just came out. We just binge watched it this weekend.
This seems annoying. I guess I could also check the parent. Go one level up. Another ship where the child object has the full collision. So then go hit that collider that transform. Get parent. Get component in parent. Is that a thing that I can just do here? Get, can I do that here? Get component in parent. Cool. go. I'm on. Great. Alright, should probably disable those message box triggers. Okay, now that I'm on the thing, right, door position, door size, door position, door open, something along these lines, do this. If not, player inside. Player inside. Okay. Player inside. Let's do that stuff. Once the player's inside. Oh, let me paste that stuff here. Door size is 20. It's probably way less than that. Right, it's something like 0.2. 0.2. Transport x minus I'll get my own box collider. I have my top ground box collider. It's kind of the same width. Top ground collider dot size dot x. I'm going to plus door position x. Where did that come from? Door pos x. Content size style width minus 50. Okay. Position.x. And I could just go position.x plus this amount minus 0.5. Somewhere there. This is first of all. Player equals level manager instance player dot transform dot position dot x is greater than door position and transform dot position. So here I'm actually like porting code. It's like almost the first time I'm doing this.
Porting?
Yeah. I like took a piece of code from one of the old scripts and I'm just translating it directly into C#.
Oh.
This is the only language I know, I think, where it uses yes and no for its Boolean class.
That's pretty interesting. Oh, check it out. This is the thing. And paint the tiles, and the water is
oh great.
But you can't go through it. If I hold Shift and click,
because it's defined as water, right?
Because that tile, well, not because of the tile type. Like the function actually adds a collider to that tile, so I'd have to make some check function.
Oh, okay.
And
So now you're stuck, right?
no, so this is interesting. So this I'll be in it and I can move, but as soon as I leave it, then it
Oh, okay.
works. So it's interesting. And then I can just. And this basically will be the basis for when people can build their areas.
We should just allow them to swim.
I mean, I'm just trying to get the tile maps to work first. But that took it actually was easier than I thought, but it did take a bit of time. You can't trap yourself though.
Right.
But then you can.
This. Huh. How would I know if the player is falling? I manually made him fall. And if he's not jumping, then I made him fall. I could get his velocity. See if it's 0. Nah, that doesn't help either. Because then I can't jump in it. Or I guess I can, because I'll just land in the same spot. So then this would be like player dot velocity. Yes, velocity is not public on the player.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
It's not.
I tried that back roller thing. I still haven't got it to crack, but I could see how it could work.
Can you feel anything like it might happen?
Yeah, I'm picking up an inversion table tomorrow too, so that should help release my back a bit.
Greater or less than, just equals 0. Player fall, player insert. Yes. Then I can just disable the collider, right? Dot log player should fall. And just comment out the rest. Console log ready? No? Nothing? Okay. Well, that's unsuccessful. If player transfer to position is greater than door position. Transfer to position dot x plus top ground collider dot size dot x divided by 2 minus 0.5. Door size. If player transfer position x is greater than door position. And player to transfer to position x. If not player inside. Not. Oh, also, this whole thing. Entered. Oh, wait. There it is. Okay, it pretty much works like I wanted it to, except I'm not in the right spot. That's a pretty small space. Who's that? David Winsands. That's rad. Thanks, dude. I don't know what is rad, but thank you. The dude jumping out of the ship. Essay. Thank you. Yeah. It's actually been there for a long time. I just don't demonstrate it often because I've been working on so much other stuff. So now I need play a game where that happened when I was a kid in the 80s. What game from the 80s had that? Arcade space game. What the hell? Because back when I first conceived this idea in like 2012, when I first made this game, I felt like no other game had that feature. And then I found a few that actually did, that were on the Super Nintendo. They weren't exactly the same, but there were some like, there was this game where you would get in and out of a mech. It was called Metal Warriors. And you flew around in this mech. It's like a platformer, and you could get out of it and walk around as this little guy. There was another one similar to that. That was Front Mission. That was also on the Super Nintendo. Gun Hazard. Just get this positioning correctly. So it's 0.5, probably also go into the alien ship and fight mobs. That's pretty cool. Minus, let's do 0.6. I feel like that would be close to it. That's right there. Point 5. Could have done this so much easier with a collider. That's triggering there. No, I did not. I did not make the music or sounds. Well, I mean, for some of them, I used like a dynamic, like 8-bit sound making tool for sound effects. But for the music, no, that was done by someone else. There's a tool called CFXR or BFXR. They keep changing the name. SFXR. One of those things. That makes 8-bit sounds. I think they have a 16-bit version too. Let me just jump right here. Not quite.
This demo still works. Default chunk width, if file name.
Okay, so size is
File.
not right. So it's greater than door position. Okay. And less than door position. So that should increase the size that direction. So this is almost right. This is like actually like 0.98. This is so dumb to do it this way, but whatever. So that's there. It's being triggered here. Right about there. There. It's close. It's really close. Let's try it. Okay. So now, what I also need to add, I guess, is the concept of walls. I don't know if that will work yet. Let's try to get a basic wall working. This is just a box collider. Nope, it's not. It's a box collider 2D. And it'll be here. And it'll be something so simple. Trigger. And if I collide with it, it will, let me put it on the ship. Good. It should stop me from moving. So that should be easy enough. Alright, so I got a raycast that does this. Just add another one. So that will actually raycast. JSXR? Oh, that's if the Y velocity is less than 0. So that's if I'm falling. If I'm falling and hit it, it's technically going to count. It's going to make me land. Let's put that on a different layer. I'm going to rename this layer to just ground. JSFXR. Wall. The 8-bit sound generator. Yeah, like I said, they keep changing the name, like the first letter. It's weird. Or I guess maybe multiple people make it, and then they just keep changing the first letter. I don't know. This is just going to be wall. player foot collision mask. Okay, so now I need wall collision mask. Yeah. Wall. It's too far. What about here? Let's get this thing going. Oh, I just realized I only ever did one raycast. Huh. That's pretty funny. Oh well. Let's do deck there. And do some weird stuff like this. Copy that. Wall collision mask. Right. Wall hit. I guess it's not midfoot. Be like mid wall, top wall, bottom wall. And this is positioned at X plus renderer, I guess. Oh, okay. 0.1. And the Y position will be positioned at Y plus 0.1. And this is actually if flip X top wall.x equals position.x minus 0.1. Okay, bottom wall, same X position, top wall.x, and position.y. Same here, mid wall. Okay, that's that. Position, no. What? Top wall.x. Top wall.x. Position.y mid wall is position.y. This is position.y minus 0. Start with just the mid wall. It's the origin to the right, velocity.x. Draw array, sure. Wall right times velocity x. Then, so let me see, there's some kind of movement happening where where's my normal X movement? Here it is. All right, so sign there. This is gonna say, oh, I can just do here, and then here desired move x equals this. Oops. Desired move x equals negative velocity x. Else desired move x is this velocity x. And otherwise, if I'm hitting a wall, desired move x equals 0. And then, what is this response? What is this? Velocity x is less than 0. So this can actually go outside of that. So position dot x plus equals desired move x. And then do this, yeah. No idea if this is going to work right off the bat. All right. Some kind of collider there that's blocking me. Oh, I can roll through it though. It's kind of annoying. Okay, so.
And this one's gonna give me some problems.
I guess I could just use desired move x there too. However, alright, so I can just blow that out there. Take this thing and put it to the top. Don't do that. Whoops. Delete it from here. Desired move x equals this. Cool. Now, so all of this happens, let's say here, which means this has to also come out. Oops. Let's just do that. Am I even using the scaling now? Scale.x. Position.x equals scale.x times velocity. That's the bird. Scale. I'm not even using it. Okay. Okay, and then I can put this globally. There. And then regardless of what I'm doing, just make sure that makes sense. I guess that makes sense. If I'm ever fighting a pilot, there's the wall. does not work anymore. Alright. Alright, so I got walls working, I guess. Let me try to make 2 walls. You know what? I'll just put myself here. Okay. Ah, what happened? Must have landed inside of it somehow. Whatever. That's no big deal. Let's put this over here. Oh, yep, trapped. Cool. Alright, that's all I needed for that. Now, let's actually put them in the correct spot. So I'm going to put this in the inside. Entrance wall 1. Entrance wall 2. Okay. Right. Where the hell's the inside? Okay. Outside, disable. Entrance wall 1. Get over here. Okay, we just duplicate that one. Okay. And then I can put another wall. Where is the reactor? That's going to be in platforms front. No, player. I don't know. Player, enemy. There we go. That looks about right. There. So the glass wasn't a part of it, right? It might have been. Let me make sure. Oh, reactor window. Yeah, need that. That's also on the enemy layer. What's the Y? -0.29. That doesn't seem correct now. Right here. this. Uh-oh, that's not supposed to be visible. Some platform back. Why's the outside of platform back? I guess it should be on the entity layer also. And these are on platform front, that's fine. Oh, okay, so all this stuff is on platform back instead. I can do that. Ten. This can be on platform back 100, and then it still covers it up. Yep. Okay. This thing initially has a wall as well. Wall. Does this need? Currently not. Just has to be triggered. Well, it doesn't matter how big it is. Just offset it here. Ah. 0.1 and 0.1. Nope. 2.5. 3. 2.5. Good enough. And then I can add another wall to the reactor. Wall. Wall. And trigger. And just put that red about there. Cool. So I've heard about alcohol bottles or beer bottles breaking in a freezer, right? Because the alcohol content's not too high or not high enough, right?
Yeah.
So, but like liquor bottles don't break because because it has so much alcohol, and alcohol doesn't freeze.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But what about heat?
What about heat? What do you mean?
Like if you apply enough heat to a bottle of beer, like how much heat do you think you'll need before it starts to expand and blow?
I don't know how much they're rated for. They're already under a good amount of pressure since they're carbonated, and
That's true.
I don't know how the scale is, depending on like carbonation in terms of compared to like a soda or like another beer that has maybe carbonated with like nitro. Maybe different breweries use different levels of carbonation.
Nitrous oxide.
I don't know if you go faster. I don't know if the cans are of different qualities, thicknesses, capacities. They're generally about 12 ounces from what I see. They seem to be the same design. I'm sure there's some kind of standard to it, but I'm also sure we're able to modify it. The temperature of the beer itself would also matter if it was an ice cold beer and you were trying to burn it. But if you mean overall temperature, I think it would explode with less temperature than you think. I don't think you need to boil it.
Oh, yeah, I agree that I don't think you would need to boil it. I mean, I've had cans under pressure explode in my car.
Yeah.
Because it's just warm outside. Just regular, like air cans, like compressed air.
Uh-huh.
I've had that happen.
Really? Like the ones that go into BB guns?
No, the ones you use to like clean computer parts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but the reason I brought it up is because this is something I've never seen. It's um, it's also something that's under pressure. I mean, that doesn't seem like it'd be under as much pressure as beer because it's not carbonated. But I left a bottle of vodka in my trunk,
Okay.
and because I went shopping, and then I just decided to leave it there.
Okay.
And then I that was the next day. I went out to check the trunk, and the bottle was shattered, and all the liquid was gone.
I doubt that had anything to do with the temperature.
I thought that at first too. I thought maybe while I was
I think
driving
it
to and
did
from the
some.
store, it moved
Yeah.
and broke, but it broke
Yeah.
in a very specific way to where the top was broken, this the like the central body was more or less intact, and then the bottom was broken out, which is
I see
very
what
typical of
of a temperature.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I see
and
what you
it's not hot though, right? Like yesterday, the max temperature was like 60s or something.
hmm
But I mean,
I mean,
the sun is out, so maybe. Um,
yeah.
it's
I
just
don't know.
weird. It's weird.
I would, I would still say it hit something. I
That's
think it
fine.
has something. I think it had you hit like like the whatever frequency of it.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? The resonant frequency
The
of it.
vibration of the car.
I mean, that could have aided. Who knows? The only
That's
thing I'll
funny.
say to that effect
I mean,
is
I had a
that
bunch of groceries in there too. But it's just funny because
I
when I took the groceries out, I just didn't notice. Like, I feel like I would have noticed, but maybe I just didn't. So,
you would have known if it spilled already because you would smell all the alcohol.
right.
I mean, a matter of fact, did it smell like vodka in your trunk after that?
A little bit. It had a little bit of smell.
Um, should have some kind of a good amount of smell, honestly, if it all spilled there. Like, was there like a water stain around the bottle?
Yeah, like, it was still in like a bag, and the bag was wet.
Oh, I
Um,
see.
I didn't really like touch the little carpet of the trunk, but
Uh huh.
eh, whatever.
That's what I would take. I mean, back in Florida, I would keep. I had like a box of alcohol in the attic. There was no AC up there, and the temperature, and
Right,
that's like
yeah, holy shit. That was
weeks
like a
and
hundred
weeks
and
and weeks.
something, yeah.
Yeah. So, and that never happened. So,
Okay. So I need access to the ground, and I need the ground to get disabled. Ground. I have the ground transform, right? Top ground. Top ground. Cruiser. So player should fall would be top ground. Oh, I don't have the transform. Okay. So let's get the transform. Instead. That. Position. And okay, top ground dot game object dot set active plus. So that thing just dies, and player inside equals true. Alright, that should be enough for me to test. Falling inside. Oh, also, the entire outside should get disabled. Okay, let me get outside. Game object outside. Outside equals transform outside.
Holy hell. Have you heard of this AVIF format?
I remember AVI.
What?
AVI?
AVIF? AVIF. Like .avif is a file
No,
type.
but I do remember .avi.
Oh, it's it's an image file that has like crazy compression. So it's giving you an example, like a PNG of the same quality would be like 3 megs, and in AVIF it's 135 kilobytes. And it's like the same quality.
That must be
image.
crazy for a PNG to be 3 megabytes. Must be a huge image.
It's a really detailed, like high-res render.
Oh, okay. Top ground doesn't exist? Transform to fine ground? Doesn't exist? Oh, transform. Top ground. Overload it.
Oh, dude, and there's no difference in the image whatsoever.
Alright.
I wonder what can save as that file type.
Any image?
Yeah.
I guess. Ah! Alright, now I'm in here. Well, that's a little broken. I gotta add like a roof.
Duck.
His foot collider is not in the right spot. That's what's causing that. And I gotta add a ceiling collider. But this is pretty close to what I want. I gotta set his animation to falling. How do I do that? Can the cruiser do that? Outside. Player inside. What do I want to do to the player? Player.anim. Because he kind of just keeps falling. And if I was jumping, I would have started falling. He actually landed on it first. That's not really that great. So what I can do is just disable it if he's over it, if he's in the zone, and not worry about his velocity. Yeah, why would I care about his velocity? Oh, because I don't know if he's actually inside yet. Well, let me add that to player. Seems not important. Add ceiling inside ship. What was I just doing? Shit. Player. What's the problem here? Oh, faded. Fade. User outside renderer.
Hey, I was Esperanza.
For disable.
I just got your help request.
So let's see here. player. What do I need to do here? Doors open. I can't say the player's inside. I can do more of this. Door position. This is transform position dot y plus top ground dot off. Offside dot y plus top ground collider dot size dot y by 2. Okay. There's player dot position. Transform position dot y is less than door position minus 0.5, 0.1. Then do this. And player inside is true. And then else. Player inside. I don't really know if anything happens here. Overall, this wasn't too much code. Let's see if that works. So it just disables the collider. So I can fall in. No? I didn't disable it, did I? Oh, I did. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, so this should be here. Else top ground. Okay, that kind of looked a little better. I'll get back up here. You gotta find that 80s title, man. I gotta know what it is. Now here. Alright, that works pretty well. So just kind of start falling. So I can also do... But that does automatically happen. So I could probably do something inside of player that's like... Suddenly you're off the ground. Ah, okay, this is where it sets the animation trigger here. So wait, if I just like walk off like a regular thing, will it look lame also? If I just like walk off the edge here. Yeah, it looks pretty lame. Let's inspect that a little bit. Player. Because once his velocity is -4, he should set his animation. It's not. Set animation trigger fall. So maybe standing can't trigger fall. Anything should be able to trigger fall. Anything should be able to trigger fall. Animation player fall. Okay, so player jump can go to fall if I trigger fall. Player jump up can go to fall. Player rocket can go to fall. I guess player stand should have a way back to go to fall. Can't really hit that. Damn it. And this should also be no exit time. Fall. Why was that not there? Could probably just remove all these specific. Dude, tell me about it. I'm just gonna delete a lot of these actually. Which one is this? This is like player jump straight up, player jump down. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, I just gotta make sure I'm deleting the right ones. Okay. Okay, now nothing except for this goes here, and what's gonna happen is any state just goes here. Fall. It's animations, man. So annoying. So I should be able to just, yeah, there we go. Oh, what was it doing? Okay, it's fine. Was it re-triggering every time? Oh, so fall can also go to fall, and that's kind of annoying. Can I do any state other than a specific state? That's kind of annoying. Stop it. Conditions. Can I make a transition to myself? I don't want to do that. I guess I'll just give it exit time. But then that's weird. And this is 0. I don't like it. Works better. It looks so lame. Okay, I'll have to fix that. Player. Alright. Player fall animation triggers. Trigger as soon as walking off the ground. Fall animation can transition into fall animation because any state can. Not be. Maybe is falling full instead of fall trigger. Player fall animation. And that's pretty much that. So I got the introduction to the cruiser and everything that it does when it comes into the scene. You can jump on it. Now the falling doesn't work anymore at all. Cool, 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 cool. And then I blow it up. And I escape out here. Cool. All right. Thanks for hanging out, David Winsands. Have fun experimenting with creating all those crazy sound effects. I'll be back tomorrow. Take it easy, dude.